jump to that. Oh, yeah.
Man, we just want to be free. We want to be free to ride our machines. We just want to be left alone. We want to party. We don't stay inside because of rain. We don't stay at home because it's cold. We don't even like to park our bikes. We ride. This is our biker's lifestyle.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Vito, what's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. You can see I'm right here in the Badlands and
I see that behind you.
South Dakota. Yeah.
It's
It's fucking Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I don't do good on Sunday mornings, but fuck it. This is the time that he can do it. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are, man. Fucking
We are.
the new year, 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
The
I was
reckoning.
just talking to Dirty how Dawn and I, when everybody in our neighborhood here woke up in the morning, they saw that we had changed from our American flag, the red, white, and blue. Overnight, we put up the all black American flag.
Okay.
Thanks,
So it's all black, and
Yeah.
it's basically it's the opposite of surrender is what it means. So
Okay.
if a white flag is the surrender flag, an all black American flag is basically, hey man, like
Let's
I'm not
fight.
surrendering, let's fight. Like
Right.
I ain't going down without a fight. So it's creating a little controversy here with some of the older people who live in my neighborhood. They're not quite understand the biker tanks household, but they never did.
Yeah.
Screw them.
But look, here's the thing about the great place we live in. It's none of their business.
Amen, brother. Amen.
And if you want to make it your business, do something classy like ask a question, educate yourself.
Oh, on the friggin' nose right there. It's an idea,
Oh.
right? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, long
Dirty, we're
story.
only getting half your face, brother. You got to move over a little.
Motherfuckers already know what I look like by now.
Yeah. Come on.
Like,
Play nice.
comment, subscribe. But no, I mean, look, half this fucking country thinks the other half of the country is ruining the whole country. And I think it's like we're all doing our own little fucking part and fucking things up, Like, I'm tired of people going out there saying that this person's evil because they think this way and this person's fucked up because they think that way. Hey, look, we're all fucked up.
Yep.
Let's just all be fucked up together.
Yep.
Speaking of fucked up,
I was
So-
just gonna let me go further to that point, then we can talk about what's fucked up. All right.
okay, you go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna say, man, being a libertarian, that's a hard concept for some people to dig in their own head. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
libertarian. Oh, I
I'm
thought
a-
you were a librarian. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going
Fuck
to
is
ask you
your
about the Dewey
problem?
Decimal System.
Jesus Christ. I know the Dewey Decimal System,
Well,
but
because you're a librarian.
which should be no fucking surprise to you.
No,
But you're as a libertarian, man. I mean, everybody's got their own right to say and do what they want. It's a free country. You can do what you want. However, you're also forced to deal with the repercussions of that too. So, just everybody's got to keep in mind. That's my 2 cents. All right, what's fucked up, Dirty?
what? I tuned out for a second. What'd you say?
Yeah. You do that with me. I know.
No. What I was going to say is, so seeing as how you're not a club member and you don't have your own podcast yet, but we know that you watch other podcasts. Let me ask you this.
Yep.
What do you think about what's going on the YouTube machines lately?
How do we not see it coming?
Right.
You know, here's the thing: you're not going to do anything to a juggernaut like that and affect its bottom line.
Okay.
And if they have to silence everybody for that, they will silence everybody for that. I think it's great that we're seeing more and more people go independent.
Mhm.
But what's unfortunate about that is these juggernaut machines also have a way of even curtailing people from reaching out and seeing those independent sources too as well.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Fucking Google runs the world. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, China and Google, but I mean, you know,
Don't forget Disney.
and Disney. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously Disney. You know, and if they don't want it to be said, then it ain't gonna get heard.
Correct.
So, but as far as like biker content, like, what do you think about other channels and what they're doing? Like, because you watch other shit.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
I
you're
do.
an avid fan of this one, obviously.
Yep, I am.
Obviously.
I am.
Watch every episode.
And here's
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Must
you
be.
know, man. Okay, so have you guys seen the guy that's on YouTube? He's the self-defense guy, right? He gives out like this really hokey advice about how people should defend themselves and karate chops or whatever.
Missed him.
Okay, so this particular guy thinks he is serious. He is committed to the fact that this is how you do it, right? And I'm sure he has a certain amount of following. I'm sure through his own cognitive bias, he has a following and people support that. And because you support that, you're growing this machine, you're growing this thing. But what sucks is that in the real world, if someone wants to try something like that, right? Well, that person's not liable for the danger that they're going to put you in. That person's not liable for this misinformation they have given out to people. And people are going out doing these things thinking, oh, well, I heard it from this particular guy. It has to be the truth. It has to be the Bible because 1 million people follow this guy, right? So with motorcycle content, you know, for the most part, I look at it and I kind of cringe because I wonder how many people have been misinformed about something and have put themselves in a very precarious situation. I'm wondering how many people have tried to do something like club-wise, like start a club or something like that. And unfortunately, maybe they get the door kicked in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a stage for everybody, but not everybody should be a singer or a drummer or a bass player or whatever, right? It's dangerous because that misinformation really could put you in harm's way, period.
Well, on my and Tank's end, our biggest problem is we kind of know the insider baseball when people are talking, and we can kind of smell when somebody's full of shit. And there's a lot of people that are full of shit online. Obviously, nobody that watches this episode or we do podcasts with, but there are guys that are full of shit. And as an independent, like I mean, you're around us and you're around other clubs, but like the insider baseball portion of it, there's shit you don't know.
Right.
And, you know, unless you're in the club, you're not going to know.
Right.
And the problem is there's guys out there talking about shit they shouldn't be talking about because you can just tell they're counterfeit. And I'm not going to mention names because, you know, we don't do that here. And
they're putting on a show.
They're making fucking money.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're doing. This is, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, man, we don't do this shit for fucking cash, but
Right.
I mean, it'd be nice if somebody would sponsor us, like Easy Rider Whiskey. Easy Rider Whiskey for that intricate podcast that you're
Dennis
doing.
Kirk.
Hung over and you had 2 hours.
Dennis Kirk. That's who
You
should
slept
sponsor
right
us.
there. I slept right there last night. But
You
yeah,
know, I tell you what, and there's a particular podcast guy that I've seen a few of his things, and I'm just like, man, like, you know, I for myself it's a lot easier for me to tune someone out and turn it off as soon as I get that inkling
Mhm.
than it is to even try to say, oh, is what they're talking about the Bible or whatever. I know enough people that if I really want to know, I can go ask. I know enough people if I really want to know, I just listen, period. But you know, I guess we'll see when enough people get their teeth kicked in. You know, I guess we'll see when, you know, enough people get run out of town, right? Or get their bikes tipped over. You know, but yeah, it's that's unfortunate. Motorcyclists and clubs and stuff like that. These are subcultures of subcultures, right? Respect them, period. Just respect them, respect yourself. And yeah.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
one thing we found, Dirty and I, especially being on the round table, we've you know, actually been on there with some international clubs like these guys are in Saudi Arabia. Was it Saudi Arabia or cheers?
Yeah, no, Egypt,
man. And it was like, you know, they were a traditional motorcycle club now, you know, I mean, very nice, you know, and they're talking about the same stuff we're talking about. And you know, I mean, the biker culture itself is very similar throughout the world.
Mhm.
A lot of same. You're talking about a very small community that have obviously cultural differences and obviously have area differences, demographic differences, things that are unique to their club, but their problems are very similar to all clubs. What you're talking about, you know, especially with guys who are going to get their teeth kicked in and things like that. It's a wonder somebody hasn't got hurt. Facebook actually has changed their terms of service starting this year, actually on Wednesday the 5th, and they're starting to address some of that. Like they're taking away guys' ability to be able to, like, for lack of a better term, doxing somebody on Facebook, where, you know, of course they've completely exonerated themselves the platform from it because, you know, we'll have none of your lawsuit bullshit. But
Right.
You know, basically they've put some of the onus back onto the creators for the content that they're providing out there. And so if you're out there and down the line we find that somebody gave some wrong advice on how to ride their motorcycle through gravel in a turn and what to do, and then somebody decides that they're going to file a lawsuit, the door is open now for the people to be able to start looking at that. I think it's a gray area at this point in time,
Wow.
but the door is starting to open. And so we're going to see a change. And that's part of that censorship thing, you know, the new cruelty that we're experiencing on the internet, you know.
What about, okay, so then does that affect like how-to vids? Like if a guy is showing you how to put your brakes on and then you go out, you do the same thing, and then your brakes don't work and you crash.
I mean,
or like guys that are putting together guns and rifles and then that blows up in your face.
Probably the same thing, you know, you're putting in it, you know, at the beginning, the disclaimer, hey man, this is just what I do. Don't try this. You know, if you do this, you're a dumbass. I mean, so like I said, it's a gray area at this point in time. I was just recently reading through the terms of service. Go ahead, brother.
I've seen guys do a how-to video and they edited it kind of a little fucked up because I noticed that they damn near fucking tipped the bike on themselves. And then there's a jump cut and it's a totally different setup. And it's like, he didn't miss a beat. And it's like, I caught that, you know, because, you know, and it's scary, man. Cause you got guys out there trying to tell people how to work on their bikes and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then you got guys out there trying to tell them how to become a club member and they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And you got guys out there trying to tell people what's going on in the real world and shit like that. They have no fucking idea because they spend all their time on the fucking internet.
Well, and here's the deal with us, real quick, Vito, and I'll let you
go ahead.
Here's the real the deal with our podcast and why we've resonated with people is because we don't do any of that bullshit. We just tell it like it is. We're just a couple of greasy bikers from Janesville, Wisconsin, who are, you know, we look like we do in public. We know we say what we say. We mean what we mean. We don't backtrack on it. It's shit that's happened to us in real life, and we're not bullshitting. And you know, the internet is full of a lot of the opposite of that.
Yep.
Perfect timing.
Oh, all right. So let me ask you something.
Segue.
It doesn't affect you, Tank. Why do you care?
If it doesn't affect me,
Yeah.
well, I mean, purely from empathetic views, of course I care because I don't want to see somebody, get hurt maliciously,
Mhm.
because of somebody's actions. But the
Mhm.
reason that I do care is because over time it will affect podcasts like this. Because,
Right.
like they say in hockey, the retaliation always gets the penalty.
Great.
And that's how it works. Like laws are written after some dumbass does something stupid. And then all of us that won't do the dumbass thing have to suffer the consequences. That's why I care.
You got a nickel on you. Yeah, yeah, when you asked me that, that was the first thing that came to mind was just like, hey, if those people are doing that particular thing, but you're right, because they're not the eye of judgment from the outside in, they don't differentiate between one or the other. All you guys just so happen to look alike. So we're just going to assume all you guys are doing the exact same thing. So yeah, I get it. I
What do you
get
mean by
it.
you guys?
Hey, you guys.
Us whiteys.
You people. You people.
What you trying to say, man?
Wow.
Hey.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think what Tank's trying to say is like, when you put toxicity out there, in the world, it's going to affect everybody because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all living in the same fucking society. The world has gotten very connected in the past 20 years. So if you got a guy out there that's got a super popular YouTube channel or whatever, or super popular TikTok now or whatever, and he's putting shit out there that's maybe not 100% real, he's going to make certain people act a certain way.
Yeah.
And chances are we're going to fucking run into these people when we're out and about, and it's going to be like, God damn it. Because I mean, I don't know how many fucking times I got to like correct somebody who watched some fucking video online and thinks that, they know what the fucking deal is and yada, yada, yada. When it's like, no, you really don't know. And that guy really doesn't know either. But you somehow or another think that because it's on the internet, it must be true. So.
Well, the thing is you see a lot of the guys that are weighing in on the club world aren't in a club.
Yeah, or they used to be in a
or
club.
Or they used to be or something. I mean, and the guys
or they
that
start their own club.
Or the guys that are in a club,
right?
Especially guys that are like 1%ers and stuff, they're not going to talk about it on here. We've talked about that before in this podcast. Like we could tell you things. We could tell you stories. The stuff that we wish we could say on here, we would probably get 1 million followers. But we can't do that.
Right.
We just can't do it. And if the guy is doing it on the internet, he's either a dumbass or he's not in the world and he's not real.
Right.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. I mean, we started this podcast to talk to guys like Vito or talk to guys like Shaggy or talk to guys like, our friend Shaggy, not Shaggy. Falconberry. We talk.
Yeah.
That's why we started this shit, is to talk to fucking interesting people that are in the fucking scene. And the scene is motorcycles, not clubs or whatever.
Right.
We get being in a club. I mean, we don't exactly hide it. We don't exactly flaunt it at the same time, but I mean, we get sucked into that fucking world sometimes where it's, what do you think about what happened here and there? I'm like, I don't think anything about it because it's not my problem.
Yeah, but for every club member that's out there, there's probably friggin', 25, 30, 40,000 citizen bikers who aren't in a club. I mean, we're outnumbered.
Oh yeah, totally.
And so if we real quick, if we were to just go to that niche, we'd be stupid. We're the bikers lifestyle. That's a lot more people than just club members.
Right.
Here's what, just thinking of this now should probably scare all of us, is that these platforms, okay, they might demonetize majority of us, but there are some that know to play by the game just right, and they'll allow those particular people to have their stage and that voice. They'll support that. That's what scares me, because those are the ones that they're manipulating the hardest. Those are the ones that, hey, okay, we're going to pump through you what we want you to be able to say to X, Y, and Z. That's the scary part, because we'll always have motorcycle content out there. Will we have like free motorcycle content out there, truthful, honest motorcycle content out there? Down the line, I don't know.
There are over 31 million YouTube channels. Yeah, that is a real stat. Google it, comment below if you think I'm wrong. There might be more than that now because, you know, there could have been a million. Yeah, there's 31 million YouTube channels.
And like
So
over
granted-
70% are like how-to channels.
Right. There are over, what did they say? There are over 2 million channels with over 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like this revenue stream, this big machine just clanking out, just banging out change. Holy hell.
Now think about this. Most like traditional media,
Yeah.
your NBCs, your
Yep,
ABCs or
mhm,
whatever, they have YouTube channels.
Mhm.
And their YouTube channels get more views than their celestial, like, you know,
Their flagship TV
right.
shows or
They're,
whatever,
you
yeah,
know, because everything is sort of, I mean, there's like 8 fucking people that fucking, or 8 corporations that fucking broadcast.
Yep.
And then they're all kind of owned, like, you know, by whoever.
A Pepsi or something.
Well,
or-
no, it's like Foxconn
Yeah.
or something like that,
Six
you know. Where
families.
it's,
Mhm.
yeah, where it's just this, or St. Clair Broadcast Group or some shit, you know. And this right here is the future. They know it, and now they're trying to play catch up.
Mhm.
But they got enough capital and money to persuade, what's the fucking name of the corporation? Oh, it's Google, ABC or something like that, to silence basically us. Or
Wait.
not us in general, but you know what I mean, like normal people.
Wait, Google doesn't own ABC, or ABC doesn't own Google, does it?
It's some company like that. Not ABC. It's like it's Alphabet or something shit like that.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
it's some corporation. They own Google. They own YouTube, and then China owns the rest of it. But fucking TikTok. But yeah, fucking, you know, like we're gonna get silenced sooner or later. But
Yeah.
we just need another renegade thing to pop up. Maybe it's Tumblr.
No,
You know.
I don't think you'll get silenced. I think what'll happen is you'll have to be creative in how you get your message out, because those media platforms will become nil to voices like this. There'll always be those people out there. There'll always be people like us out there, but we may not be able to have carte blanche on these media platforms as everyone else does to spread our message. Getting our message out will be harder.
It's interesting though. We our some of our episodes are featured on Roku TV now.
Mhm.
We're on Insane Throttle TV, and we've got one particular video that we were given the statistics for 1 week, and what was it? 325,000 views in 1 week
Yeah.
of this one particular video.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of people around the world who are seeing our stuff.
Mhm.
Didn't see a dime for that.
No, well, and the thing is
Not
that
Hollywood.
yeah, right. The thing is that crossing platforms is very difficult.
Mhm.
And so if you're on YouTube, people like they dig YouTube and they go to YouTube.
Mhm.
It's hard to get them from TikTok over to here.
Or Patreon pages and all that kind
Well,
of stuff.
Patreon you pay, right? You want to
Right,
watch somebody, you got to pay to follow.
Yep.
You know, I mean, if places like BitChute and Rumble are making a big roar, but let's face it. I mean, YouTube. I mean, Google is no longer the #1 search engine,
Mm-mm.
and the #2 search engine, I think, is YouTube. So you know, I mean, the thing is, man, is as the money shifts around, you know, you ever read the sales book called "Who Moved My Cheese"?
No.
Interesting book. Basically, the premise is that the mouse, you know, who moved my cheese? The mice are going to go where the cheese is, and so you're going to track people when you got the cheese there. But when you move the cheese, the mice are going to show up at first and go, "Who moved my cheese? Where's it at?" And then they're going to find the new cheese. And
Right.
that's basically the nature of, you know, the next fad thing, the next big thing, the next viral video, the next viral social media platform that's going to come out, and people will eventually flock there. Dirty touched on it. You mean TikTok? But I mean, let's face it, TikTok. You know, I mean, come on. How many times can you see somebody so intriguing? It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch this, and a minute into it, it's like see the next part that you really want to see in my video
Right.
number 2.
Right.
You know, or click the sound to do this. I mean, it's just all about click through right now.
Mhm.
Well, and that's like the title. Like our last podcast was Motorcycle Gangs, and it was like 2021 year in review.
Yeah.
You know how many people have clicked on that and watched it? Like a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we put Motorcycle Gangs as the title. I mean, I never even say Motorcycle Gang, but I know it's going to get fucking views because somebody's going to be like, Motorcycle Gangs, let me go right in there. Because some of our fucking most popular episodes when we start talking about club stuff. And it's like,
how not to join a motorcycle club.
how not to join a motorcycle club, or the fake patch guy.
The
that
fake
fucking
patch
story
guy.
from that fucking retard.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Here in our very town.
Yeah, literally fucking 6 blocks that way. I mean, you know, like that got a shit ton of views, and it's like, man, that story's been fucking played out for what, maybe 6 years before we
I
did that
think
video?
5 or 6 years. Yeah.
I mean,
I
I don't know.
know.
How do you get people to fucking say, hey, listen, I understand that, you know, if you're not in the club world or whatever, you kind of want to see if you can pick something up. But I'm going to tell you right now, the chances of you picking anything up, like with any substance from YouTube, like insider baseball type shit, is slim to fucking none. Because the guys that fucking actually know it ain't going to fucking say it.
Same with Facebook.
Well, same with like, dude,
Mhm.
Facebook is just toxic, man. I hate fucking Facebook.
I know.
I'm
I hear
honest.
you.
I hardly ever go on there, man. I like Instagram. It's just my whole Instagram feed is nothing but like half naked chicks and motorcycles.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So I've had a Facebook page since 2008 or 9, and the only reason I got the page because I was a football coach at the time, and so I had that because that's how players connected with each other.
That's how players do.
Right. Then a few years later, when I decided to, some years later, when I decided to go back to school, all the students decided connected and stayed in contact with each other for projects or messaging, whatever. Right. I didn't realize how outdated I was on my Facebook because I have absolutely no hair, a clean cut Caesar, no hair on my face, nothing. Right. And because why? After about like 2010-ish, 11-ish, I cut it off. Hadn't been on there. Once in a while I'd go on there, like had a funeral, had to contact a few family members, boom, went on there. Just recently I tried to sell my Suburban, boom, went on there, put it on Marketplace, whatever. I have no interest in anything on there. None. And that's coming from someone whose sister works for Facebook. I have no interest in it. None. I see the magic trick from a distance, and I don't want to be wowed by it. I don't want to be sucked into it. Yeah.
Dead air, 15-yard penalty. There we go.
Fucking A. Well, no, I was just thinking, like, you know, we're bitching about social media while we do social media,
We've done so many shows bitching about social media.
right? And it's kind of funny because we do these videos to like inform people like on how real people are, you know, not this fake bullshit that has been put out there for everybody to fucking see. Cause like if you go on Instagram, apparently everybody's fucking living the fucking champagne lifestyle and nothing but fucking titties, caviar, and blow. But that's not reality.
No.
You know, I've never even sat in a Maserati. And I don't feel bad for that, you know. I've
Much
never
less a rented one.
Well, here's what's kind of fucked up. Like you see some of these like chopper stuff, like the old school chopper guys or whatever, you know, where they're like these 20-something-year-old hipsters. Yeah, and it's all, man, they're living the style because they're out there in the desert. Motherfucker, they live in Los Angeles. They rode their fucking motorcycle 30 fucking miles and made a video and came back and uploaded it. And you think these guys are the next fucking best thing since Easy fucking Rider the movie. Not Easy Rider the whiskey, which is also just as good. But from the Bikers Lifestyle Podcast. But yeah, you know, it's just hilarious because people just buy into that shit, you know, like that movie that came out, what was it? Is it 21 Days Under the Sky or something like that, or something, whatever, Under the Sky? That was free for a minute on Hulu. If you had Hulu, well, it was, I guess, not free because it was on Hulu and you have to pay for like $7 a month. Now it's like you got to pay $30 fucking to watch that fucking movie on Amazon.
What?
Yeah. Because it got popular. And this is supposed to be the fucking lifestyle that's anti, like, you know,
Right.
not so much anti-capitalism, but anti-conformity. And you're like, hey man, we just want to put this out there to show what we're doing. But at the same time, we want to get paid a lot of money to fucking do it.
Hey, listen,
You're selling the lifestyle.
we are for sale.
Not for sale.
We are all for sale. No matter how you
Right
think
price
you do
you
it,
are.
no matter how you think whatever, we are bought and sold every day.
Well, it's like
Every day.
I tell women, you know, when I want to fuck with a chick, I'll be like, hey, how much money would it cost for you to fuck a stranger? And they always get offended right away. Oh, I would never. I'm like, no, I know. Like $100, that would be an insult, right? Oh, yeah. Well, what about $1,000? Fuck no. What about $500,000? Well, I don't think so.
Right.
What about $1 million? Yeah, $1 million. Okay, so you're a high class hooker.
Right. Now we're just negotiating. Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Semantics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Momoa, if you're listening. No, anyways, but
Yeah. What is up with you with?
No. We got a restraining order. You can't talk about
Okay.
it.
All right. Never mind.
listen,
Never mind.
there was an NDA fucking signed, and all I'm gonna say is he knows my true feelings.
Okay. All right. Good enough for me.
If
Good
he's
enough for me.
listening, and we know you are, you know my true feelings.
Wow.
Come back, buddy.
Now, Vito, a couple weeks back, you and I were going back and forth on Messenger, and it turned out we were both talking about a different subject.
Embarrassing on my part.
Nah, I don't know about that. It was kind of funny, but I mean,
Yeah.
you referenced the round table that we're on,
Yep.
and you had said that.
But hold on. Be careful. Can you ask me a question? I want to be frightfully honest.
Go ahead.
This is your opinions; they're not ours.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. Okay. All
We'll
right.
burn this shit right to the
All right.
goddamn ground. I don't give a fuck.
I know how you feel about things. I'm the voice of reason sometimes. But anyway, we were talking. I had asked you about a specific episode that we had done on the Biker's Lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that we were talking about the previous roundtable that we had done.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you had a hard time getting through it, and it made you feel a little uncomfortable. Do you want to elaborate on that without naming names?
Yeah, because first I want to say this. Education's one of those things where you can look at something and it's rather something you want to emulate or something you don't want to emulate. And there was a particular person on there that I was like, how is it someone has indoctrinated you into this lifestyle and you're sitting here dry snitching, bitching, and all this stuff? Like how, like what? Like whomever indoctrinated this person in,
Yeah.
how was it that someone hadn't said, hey, wait a minute. We understand your gripe, we understand your beef, but how you're going about it and the optics in which people are going to look through this through as you're like, whatever, right? That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it. And then just talking about the business of others and the business of others and names and this, like, that is not about, the subculture of biker lifestyle and all that other stuff. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I don't even know if I can cuss. Can you cuss anymore on YouTube?
Yeah. You can
We
say it.
have about 27 times on this show.
I've said fuck 10 times during this fucking podcast.
Our listeners want to put a fuck meter up. They count them.
Go ahead, put a fuck meter up. I'll fucking break that motherfucker every goddamn week. Be like, what's the record? 28? Fuck you.
So
29.
So what happened, and this is just my opinion, my optics, what I saw, was the point of the whole conversation and the thing that we were trying to get at the end of it was lost in all this nonsensical rhetoric about nothing.
Yeah.
From one person. And because of that, that is what we're judged by. Because of that, that's the one thing that people will say, like, oh, yeah, that's one of them right there, whatever. And for me, the people I knew at that particular roundtable, I was proud to be associated with those people because, for lack of a better words, with full respect, they just shut the fuck up and listen and just, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Sometimes you can say more by not saying anything at all.
And even when this was like tossed to these people in this, they just knew better not to even engage in that nonsense, right? But because of that, people don't see that part. They see this particular person being the exact, I don't want to say stereotype or whatever, but the exact example to hang their hook on and say, yep, those people, those guys, those vests, those motorcycles, that Harley Davidson, that loud bike, those guys. That just, like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, who hasn't pulled this person by their collar and said, hey, you need to take a few classes on how to get this message across in a way in which we can draw people to us, we can draw ears to us, and people can download what we're saying, our ideas and thoughts, and move forward and go do something with it. That guy is not the guy at all.
Well, he's a guy.
Yeah, and listen, that's not to take away from like his experiences.
Right? No.
That's not to take away from, you know, however he's earned his stripes and whatever culture he's in, right? But you do yourself a huge disservice by going about it like that. And that was just my opinion. I was just like, wait, what? This is not.
I'm gonna get real, and this is probably where Tank's gonna have to fucking mark it, because he's probably gonna have to edit this part out, because you know, sometimes I get a couple glasses of Easy Rider in me, Easy Rider for those special moments, and I say things I probably shouldn't. That guy you're talking about, I don't think he quite understands how social media works
At all.
Once you put something out there, especially in podcast form, where it's on like podcast type, like everything we put out on like say Spotify or Apple or Google, that's out there for fucking ever. I can't take it down. He can't take it down.
Right.
This is out there forever. You know, 20 years from now, they can come back and say, hey, you said this and this and this and this, and you dropped the N-bomb, blah, blah, blah.
And hang you for it.
Right. And, you know, I can never run for public office, but like, I don't think he quite understood. And I think he let his emotions get the better of him. And we all share the same type of emotion about that. Well, we're talking about the Nat Geo thing that came out that was talking about, you know, clubs and this and that. And I still stand by, I do not fault Nat Geo for doing what they did, because that's what Nat Geo does. That's their bread and butter, is to make fucking shit that is I don't know, grabbing enough and you know, worthy enough of a soccer mom sitting at home wondering, oh, what's on TV? And she's gonna watch it. So of course they're going to use the angle where motorcycle clubs are scary, dangerous, and there's this whole thing. And of course they fucking said they weren't going to do that, because if they fucking called up fucking somebody and said, hey, we want to come to your guys' clubhouse. We're going to talk to you. And then after you tell us that you guys aren't these fucking criminals or whatever, we're going to talk about how you are criminals and stuff, and that you're just lying to us. So we're going to do that. No, of course they didn't fucking say that. Of course they said, oh no, we want to get your story. We want to put it out there. We're just going to be fair and balanced. But
it should have been no shock that it was twisted in the manner that it was.
Thank you. And
because
that person, thank you.
Because it's been done to bikers for years.
And what that guy was basically upset about is that, once again, the legendary media has fucked over a guy with a patch on his back. Once again, he turned him into something else. I mean, they're showing videos of a guy doing biker games getting dragged behind the bike. What they didn't fucking say is that guy volunteered to do it.
Yeah, they were like, oh my God, this is such cruelty. And of course, we're looking at it going, wow, that's a good party, man. I want to go there, you know.
I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I could have beat that dude with my bike.
Right. You know, here's the deal, though. Well, go ahead. And then
I was just going to clean it up. And I'm going to say this, and it is what it is. That guy that was bitching on there, he was taken advantage of. They knew he was pissed about it, and they wanted him to talk, and they wanted him to say what he said, because that person wanted fucking views, and that person wanted fucking clicks, and that person knew fucking better that that guy shouldn't have fucking said what he should have fucking said, and he should have fucking stopped him. Now, granted, I get it, man. Some people, this whole YouTube thing, that's their bread and butter, man. They make their things, and I'm not fucking gonna, fault anybody for making their fucking money. But at the same fucking time, that dude was set up. He was set up, the fucking bitch. He was set up.
Hold on.
What you got?
This day and age where we're at,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like social media just came out yesterday.
To
It's not
some
like
people
social
it did though. I'll shit you not, man. To some people it did, man. I know guys today that are like my age that still are like, fuck social media. They don't even have a Facebook.
No,
They don't even have a MySpace.
No,
They're not friends with Tom.
Listen, what I seen on there from that thing, that particular person was very well versed on social media and consequences and all that stuff.
I disagree.
Okay. And listen, I'm okay to be wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just say I disagree with your opinion.
But here's the thing. Still though, in that culture and our whatever, we don't trust anyone. We don't talk unless you're in our basket. We don't, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To attempt to trust someone on the outside who has a camera who's pointing at you and 5 or 6 other people behind that person. No, like I don't like.
No,
what?
he definitely hit record.
Like I don't get that.
It's because he thinks like he thinks he's just talking to the people that are watching, and who he thinks is watching is his fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that our enemies and people that don't like us are also watching.
They watch more
Intently.
They're looking for a fucking reason.
Oh yeah.
They're looking for a reason to be like, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's why we don't say certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we've been given questions that have tried to lead us down roads we didn't want to go, and we just fucking skirt right past that shit because we're like, no, we know what you're doing. Fuck you.
Right.
And some people aren't. Some people aren't that fucking smart because they're not. I mean, I'm used to seeing it. I'm used to watching guys just fucking eat bags of shit on fucking the internet, thinking that, well, I'm going to put this out there and nobody's going to see it or nobody's going to get mad at it because how could they? Because I'm telling the truth.
But along the lines, though, you're still following a certain code of ethics in the culture you're a part of.
Right.
As soon as you put on that fucking vest.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say something. This person. I've had several private conversations with this person now.
Yeah.
And we're becoming friends. And, aside from, what you're talking about is you're talking about actions, not necessarily the man.
Mm-hmm.
And the man made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the man admits that he made a mistake. And a man should be allowed to make a mistake. And
not that one.
Yes and no.
But that's part of something that's ingrained in you.
Right? How do you know that? It might not, maybe not with him. You're
a part of that culture. That is like that is like one of the, in biker culture, if there was a such thing as like the 7 deadlies, right? Like that's like probably like 1 or 2 on the list.
Possibly. I mean, that. A lot of people do. It might be self-evident that is the case. This person, everything is different to everybody. Their perception of it's different. How we perceive this conversation we're having right here will be different for us as we walk away and think about this. It's going to be different for the people that watch us. So, a man should be allowed to make a mistake, and he should also be allowed the opportunity of his own perspective and the foibles and everything that falls within there.
But you don't do that talking and ratting.
Well, he knows that now.
Right.
But at the same time, he did own up to it.
Yep.
He made a video basically saying that he fucked up. And
how do you fix talking and ratting?
Well, once you've done it, he wasn't so much ratting as so much as he didn't rat. What he did was he basically spoke out of term. Like he basically said something that he shouldn't have said about people that he shouldn't have said it about. And he made a mistake, and that's fine because we all fuck up. I fuck up all the fucking time. And that's why I'm so glad these podcasts are recorded and not live. But what really bothers me is that certain people crucified him for doing it.
Right.
And then they crucified him for even making a fucking apology video because they were like,
Right.
well, you can't go back on what you just said, that even though you fucked up, you can't admit that you fucked up, because in some cultures, being a man means that you never admit you're wrong. And we all know that's bullshit.
A man should be allowed to make a mistake. It's a free country. You make a mistake, you're free to do whatever you want, and then you stand by the repercussions of it.
I mean, we've all heard that, you know, guys shouldn't say they're sorry. Tank knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
We've all heard that a guy with, you know, whatever shouldn't never admit that he's wrong.
I was raised by a man who felt that way.
Right. And I get it. And that's one way to look at it. And I understand why they do it. But at the end of the fucking day, I would like to think that we have grown as a people, like human race.
Yeah.
Like we've grown. Like nothing chaps my ass more than when I talk to fucking women that say they got violated at a fucking clubhouse. That shit pisses me the fuck off to no fucking end. And I'll tell you why. Listen, I get it, man. The MC world's a man's world. I get it. And if we're going to fucking say that we're fucking men and we're fucking hardcore and we're fucking tough and rough and the whole shebang, then we have to admit that part of our responsibility is to protect the fucking weak. And if women are fucking beneath us because they're weaker, right? Which I'll say right now is 100% fucking true. I'm not talking about the fucking crazy bitches on fucking American Ninja fucking Warrior who do fucking CrossFit and have fucking 8-packs. I'm not talking about those chicks. I'm talking about the average fucking chick, right? If she's weaker than the average fucking man, then it's our fucking responsibility to make sure that fucking shit doesn't fucking go sideways with them. And it sure in the fuck is our responsibility not to fuck them over just because we can. I mean, let's be honest. We're all fucking big dudes here. Well, semi-big dudes. You're a big dude.
Bigger. Lost weight and gained it back.
You look good.
Yeah, I'm
That'll
trying.
happen.
Black don't crack.
Yeah,
But here's the thing. Like, we could all fucking rape all the fucking women we want. We don't, because we're not pieces of shit. But there are people in this fucking world that don't share that view. They think they can do whatever the fuck they want without repercussions. And that fucking pisses me off.
Yep.
I mean, I don't give a fuck what patch you got on your back. You fuck over a friend of mine. Yeah. I will take you the fuck out like you're anybody else.
Yeah.
Did I get all serious on you guys?
No, you're fine. Yeah.
No,
I just
said a good thing.
I
I was waiting to hit to write down a time so I could hit the edit, but I didn't have it.
Edit all this out.
yeah, I don't know.
Keep it. Clip it. Go ahead.
I definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Both you guys, all right?
Good.
But just like, I don't know, maybe I would feel more empathetic if he was in his 20s and he still had spots when it came to being a part of the culture, right? Maybe I'd feel a little bit more empathetic if like he was like some outside guy and these people were people he associated very closely up into that fence line of the motorcycle world part, all right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy was north of 50 at least, maybe even 60. No?
Oh, we don't age like you guys, man.
Oh,
We look like
okay.
shit, dude. I'm 43. Fuck.
But you
Look.
should just know better. That's the thing.
Well,
Okay, wait, you know what? Matter of fact, everybody else on there knew better. Everybody else
got a point on that one.
Everybody else knew better. Everybody else looked uncomfortable. Two of the people I knew on there sat stoic and still and just like, So tell me why this person is set aside and don't know any better. Because everybody else did.
I can't speak for that man. I can only speak for myself.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So
Well, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna fucking end this topic, but that guy's a good dude.
Yeah.
He
I'm
just
sure.
he got
I'm
worked
sure.
up and he said some shit he shouldn't have said,
Mhm.
and he knows it, and he made a video about it. And my whole point is this: there ain't a fucking asshole out there that hasn't fucked up.
Mhm.
There isn't an asshole out there that hasn't said something that they probably wish they fucking didn't. There were hours of fucking me saying shit I shouldn't have fucking said. And it's on the internet,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, me too.
So I get it. But you know, and I guess maybe you don't know, but like there are literally reaction videos about this.
Mm-hmm.
People are taking like a hard fucking focus on the fact that this dude fucked up and they're just throwing it in his fucking face.
Hours of reaction videos.
And I think that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I think that's fucked up.
That's even more messed up.
Because
So
like,
wait, he's allowed to have his opinion and voice his stuff,
right.
but then no one else. Then we got to look at those other people with a finer microscope.
Well, no, yes and no. Because
You
it's
spend
different.
hours on it? Come on.
It's different. Here's why it's a little bit different. He had a reaction to a thing, right?
Yep.
And then he said some shit, and then he recanted and said, I fucked up. I get it. Now, if you want to make a thing saying, dude fucked up, that's whatever. Everybody needs to make content on this fucking shit, you know?
But then there's beating a dead horse.
And then there's beating a dead horse. And then there's cutting a guy's balls off completely. You know? I mean,
Well, it got to the point where they were accentuating the man and not the behavior.
right.
And that's
I mean,
the point I'm making.
I 100% agree with that.
exactly.
And here's my little take on this as we end this subject. Before, obviously, we'll let you weigh in, Vito, too, one last time. But
I got nothing else to say. So
all I'm going to say is this: is that in this life, I have found that sometimes you have to experience firsthand what you are not to figure out what you are.
Agreed.
Your turn.
You know, his message was not lost on me. Let me make that really clear. His message was not lost on me at all. My thing was just being that seasoned. You know, his job, being as seasoned as he is to show by example or through instruction how the ones of us that still have spots and stripes on us to earn yet are supposed to carry ourselves, period. The mistake was made, fine, we live and learn from our mistakes, you know, great. But just watching that, and I don't want to use the word but because I don't want to negate anything. From my perspective, just watching that, I mean, that in itself, the action, not the man, you know, motorcycle culture, biker culture, man, we still might have a long road ahead of us, you know, if our stalwart people are doing that.
Well,
Period.
yeah. I mean, as a culture, I mean, we're our own worst enemy. Bikers
Mhm.
are. We don't
Mhm.
help ourselves one bit sometimes in most cases. You know, I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, can I interrupt this and just say something?
Far out, man. Go ahead.
So I don't know, back, was it July or August, or I don't know. I had a funeral to go, or not a funeral, had a wedding to go to that logistically put me out of position to go to a funeral that I wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, I wish I could have been there because to me, Chop was a hell of a man. And him and I got to, on like really humbug chances, running into each other and then taking off together, talking, drinking, having a good time, and just, yeah, I just wanted just a small opportunity just to sing his praise. And if this is the opportunity I'm going to get, this opportunity I'm going to use. But man, to me, he was a damn good man.
You talk about somebody who didn't have a filter sometimes.
I always said this about Chop. Chop was the kind of guy that could fucking talk anybody into doing anything that he wanted you to do.
That's very true.
He was the most diplomatic person I've ever met.
Yeah.
I've seen him defuse so many situations by just
Skills.
talking it out.
Oh yeah.
Now, to connect those two dots, that's the kind of voice a person like that at that round table should have.
Right. But here's the problem. That's not the voice that the people that watch YouTube videos want to hear.
Right.
They want to hear the controversy. They
Mhm.
love a good fucking. They love a good fucking train wreck.
Mhm.
They fucking love it.
That show got
Motherfuckers
huge
love giving it
views.
to 'em.
Well, anyway, I just want to take a sip for Chop.
I don't got nothing left to drink, but yeah, for Chop, man.
Says fuck the rest.
Yeah, there's not a day go since that man has passed. There's not a day go by that I don't think about it.
Yep. Yep.
Wishing he was still around. Wish I could still look at his big dago ass.
You want to hear something funny? So right before, no, I don't want to say right before because it was still chilly enough out that we wasn't on bikes yet. I accidentally ran into him at the Whiskey Ranch. Didn't even recognize him. Walked to the bathroom. Walked.
He
right
lost a
back
lot
out.
of weight.
Oh my God. And he yelled out to me and I could hear the voice. The voice hasn't changed. And so I'm looking for some person that looks like he's like an extra in like Asgard with like Thor and all those guys, right? Because he kind of had like that barbarian kind of, you know, demeanor and look to him. And I looked and then I saw this, you know, casual, you know, attractive woman, and I've seen this guy sitting behind her. And I'm like, whoa, floored me, right? So I'm going up to him, I'm kind of giving him some shit. I'm like, wait a minute, I liked your before picture, not the after picture. Like, what the hell? Put the weight back on, you know, whatever, going back and forth, you know, give him some shit. And man, if I would have known that would have been the last time I saw him, God, it's just,
Yeah.
the world's not fair. It just
I got pictures the last time I saw him.
Mhm. And actually, you know what? No, it had just, the weather had just broke where we were on bikes, and they got in this car and he took off and I took off. And in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, next time I see him, I'm gonna definitely give it to him then, you know, because I mean, look, he looked good. I was jealous of him, and you know, he lived hard, rode hard, and yeah, I will definitely miss that guy.
Let me ask you this, Vito. You know how he got the name Chop?
No,
It was actually short for pork chop.
really.
Yeah. A lot of people knew him and they said Chop because they think choppers. He's in a club and man could, you know, he knew bikes, you know, he built some bikes, you know.
Right.
But no, it was short for pork chop.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those guys you meet that was just bigger than life, man.
Yeah. Hey, when are we going down to the cigar bar?
Us?
Yeah.
I'm going to be back the third weekend in April.
Let's make it happen.
So, and then I'll be here. I'll be there. I'm in the Badlands right now, as you can see behind me.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'll be there until end of September. So beginning of October. I got to deal with the old lady while I make sure I'm back here in Florida for our anniversary, which is October 3rd.
I was there last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should come with us. You should come down to Kentucky with us for that ride. That's always a good time.
We'll be in Daytona in February or March.
Yeah,
Yep.
Daytona.
Trailering down or riding down?
Well, obviously we're gonna have to trailer at least
Right.
halfway. It's the beginning of March. You know?
Well, like
I put-
Nashville-ish area and then right out?
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area.
All right. Let me know. Yeah. I still haven't got my bike in and stored and stuff yet. I ended up getting COVID.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, fluke deal. And you know, the guys that would come pick it up or whatever like that, it just didn't work out because I was down and out and you know, whatever. But yeah, I should be ready to go by then. So yeah, I'm in for it.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Your other
Well,
scoot still sitting out over there at Rock County Cycles?
Yeah, but it's all done. That was because of parts and stuff like that particular bike needed.
It sat up on that lip for like 2 months in there, man.
Yep.
I'd go in there
And-
to be sitting there front and center. I locked in. I was like, that's Vito's other bike, man.
Yeah, it was just old bike, needed old parts, and then because of the motor work that got done to it, we needed a different battery because I was just going through batteries and starters like crazy. But yeah, she's all good to go and ready to run and hum. And yeah. So
You have two to ride. You have to go back and forth this coming riding season.
yeah, one I consider like the girlfriend, and the other one I consider the wife. So I
What's
You
that
know,
one? You ride one on Fridays and then take the other one on date night on Saturday?
yeah,
or something?
Sundays and Monday evenings, and yeah, exactly right. But yeah, I'm itching to ride that thing. I missed it. Everything on it's loose and kind of shaky and louder than hell, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes those old fucking rat traps are the best to ride.
Sounds
Yeah,
like my 94 Heritage, man. You loud, snot breathing, vibrating. You're riding a Harley motherfucking bike, man.
Yeah, we have the same bike actually. I think
Yeah, I think is yours a 94 as well?
94, 95. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotta love that Evo motor, man. They got a bark to them. They don't sound like a shovel, but boy, you can. Again, you're riding a Harley. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, if there's one thing Harley definitely got wrong, is losing that sound, because you're not going to get them. You're not going to get them out the Milwaukee 8, the twin cams.
Yeah, I think that was the last of Harley's motors that came bone stock sounding like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And I still wish they would offer like an option to have carbureted or non-carbureted, because I would definitely be non-carbureted.
Mine's carbureted.
Is it really?
They didn't put the M&M in. Was it 95 dirty? I think they put the EFI in there.
Well, I want to say they were experimenting with it in 95.
Yeah, because 99, I think that's when they went in like predominantly.
Well, no, because they pretty much ran carburetors
Till 2006, yeah.
Right. But they always had that, what the fuck's the name of it? I always keep fucking it up.
Magnetti Morelli.
Yeah, Magnetti Morelli. They had that, and it just was garbage. It's a garbage fuel injection system.
Mm-hmm.
And my 99 Ultra has it, and I fucking hate it. And when they switched over to the Delphi or Bosch or whatever the fuck it is, that's when they came into their own. And that fuel injection system is actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, the old Evos, carbureted, fix it with a fucking hammer on the side of the fucking road. Our fucking brother, fucking Cholo, his lifter block came fucking loose. And I had to fucking sit there because we didn't have a fucking 1/4 inch by 12 fucking socket. I'm sitting there with a fucking screwdriver and a hammer, fucking beating the fucking things back tight. Sure as shit. Put 2 fucking quarts of oil in it, rode that motherfucker home from the fucking south side of fucking Indianapolis.
Wow.
Still riding it. Still hasn't fixed it all the way yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing about fucking Harleys, man. You can fix them with duct tape and hammers.
Yep.
I mean, Japanese bikes are amazing. They do amazing things. Their technology is, I mean, light years ahead of fucking Harley Davidson. I mean, they just are.
Yep.
I mean, to be quite honest, they're light years ahead of fucking Polaris too. It's just Polaris is a little bit ahead of the game when it comes to fucking Harley, because Harley, they buy, sell, and trade on their tradition. But I mean, let's be honest, when a Japanese bike breaks, man, you better be a fucking mechanical engineer to figure out how to fucking fix that goddamn thing. Because
in some cases, how to just get to the motor.
Well, that's just it. It's like German engineering. They fix problems that don't even exist.
Right.
Hey,
so when I was out east, went to a dealership. Just in any town I go to, I'll always like to buy a t-shirt, say, hey, I was there, whatever. Just kind of bookmark, whatever. Oh, I seen this place, it was kind of cool, whatnot. And I got to see the new BMW bikes. Those things, I tell you what, didn't get a chance to ride it, but what an odd looking, like I'm waiting to see just exactly, how those bikes fare, because I saw it and I'm like, they have the vertical, the horizontal twin or 8 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those tank yet?
Yeah. Talking about the Boxster motor?
Yeah.
Where it's sideways?
Yeah. But they have
they're opposing.
right.
opposing, yeah.
But now they have their own line of like the Road King and the Street Glide and the Softail, whatever. I want to see one of those ride because I sat on it and I'm tipping it and I'm like, okay, this motor is taking me over. Like, however, German engineering, however they figure that out, where you can still have that gyroscopic.
Well, they've got an auto gyro on them now.
Okay, they would have to,
Yeah.
because that thing, I couldn't believe it. Could not. Matter of fact, I think it even sticks out further than the motor sticks out even further than
Moto Guzzi.
than Tank's favorite bike of the Goldwing.
Oh God, come on now.
And yeah, I was impressed. It was a beautiful bike, you know, I dug it. But yeah, I'm curious to see one of those riding down the road, because it didn't make sense to me what I saw. So yeah.
One thing I found down here in Florida is the further you get away from Milwaukee, the less Harleys you see on the road.
Mhm.
And the more, you know, because I mean, around our area up there, I mean, hell, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Harley. I mean, that's like
Right.
the number one bike you see on the road. But down here, you see all sorts of bikes down here.
Mhm.
And I had a guy pass me like I was standing still on one of those just last week on the highway.
On the BMW, the new BMW.
Yeah, yeah, and I was doing 90. So,
Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, when it comes to motorcycles, it's all about feel.
mhm,
I hate
mhm.
when people start talking about them like they're appliances.
Mm.
Yep.
And that's why we rag on Goldwingers, to be completely honest. I mean, it's not about how loud your stereo is. It's not about how many cup holders you have or how many features your bike has. It's
You're
about
matching
feel.
jumpsuits.
Yeah, you're matching jumpsuits. Can I talk to the old lady so she can bitch at me?
Yeah,
Fucking-
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, turn in your man card if you have a helmet where your wife or old lady or girlfriend or whatever can talk to you while you're riding. Just turn that
fucking men
motherfucker
to
right in.
that, yeah.
Yep.
Turn-
I agree.
turn that motherfucker right in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll take a stand right now.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up when you're on the back of my bike, because I'm in a fucking zone.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. All I want to feel is your fucking tits on my back and your fucking arms around my waist. Other than that, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because we're fucking doing a thing. Be in the moment.
Yep.
Mm.
I agree.
Amen, man.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hey, fucking man. Well,
Try to
shit.
wrap this up though. It's getting long.
It is getting long. Every time we get Vito on here, we can do this for 5 hours. It seemed like an hour because,
Yeah.
you know, Vito, you're fun to talk to, man.
Hey.
You always got something to say, and you're old man. You're your own man. I like that.
I enjoy both you guys immensely. I have a ton of respect for you guys immensely. I don't, something that Chop knew about me, I hate shaking hands. You, Dirty, Chop, I easily would go out of my way to shake you guys' hands. Easily.
Yeah.
Are we
and-
pretending that we didn't get naked in a parking lot in a strip club one time?
but yeah, no,
We weren't going to talk about that.
We were all soaking wet and we had to wring our clothes out one way or the other.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, we were in the Jello fight with those other three strippers, so the
Yeah.
Jello wrestling match. So,
Hey,
you know,
Shout
yeah,
out to strip clubs.
exactly. Shout out to Cinnamon and Star Child and what was it? Bambi? That's right.
Who the fuck knows? They're all the same. They don't have souls.
Mm.
But
Let me ask you this, Vito.
yes, sir.
Where do you see this podcast going? I mean, you've been watching us from the start. This is like, you know, your fourth or fifth time on here.
Yeah.
were a
fuck,
guest-
you
were a guest-
hosted it one time.
You hosted it one time. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Longhorn.
Longhorn, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's when Dirty you were out because you had the accident.
Yeah,
There's also the day that we found out Shipwreck died.
yeah. I literally walked in while you guys were doing the fucking podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I hung up the phone and walked in. You guys were doing the podcast, and that phone call was me being informed that a good friend of mine had fucking passed away. from a
Speaking of
motorcycle
Shipwreck,
accident.
Speaking of Shipwreck, you got to get that lady on that owns that Hollywood Dollhouse or Hollywood bar or whatever like
Yeah,
that.
you've told us
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
We intended to do that like in August, but then Chop died. That whole dealio happened.
yeah. Last summer got a little sketchy.
Got a little busy for us, but where do you see us going with this podcast? You see this thing lasting? You see it building any more than it is?
Yeah, I see you guys becoming merchandise rich and giving out misinformation and
Yeah.
snitching and tattletelling and all that stuff. No,
What the fuck is your problem, man?
Let me tell you about the Hells Angels now.
Anyway, yeah, right.
let me I see it diversifying. Maybe you guys have like I don't know, maybe something cheesy and campy, like, all right, yeah, hey, it's spring, whatever, and we're gonna do like top 5 whiskeys or something, something campy
We
like
talk about
that.
top 5 whiskeys. You got to be talking about Easy Rider whiskey.
Right. I just see you guys growing, diversifying, and just learning yourselves, learning your voice, learning how to manipulate your voice so it reaches more people. Yeah, you guys got a great thing going, and keep doing it with integrity. Keep doing it your way. And yeah, I don't see nothing but growth, and that's it. Yeah. So
Right on,
that's where I
man.
see you going.
Right on. Dirty, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, wait, is this the part where you're going to ask me like, hey, do you have any words of wisdom?
We stopped doing that shit a long
What's
time
some
ago.
dad
But
advice?
if you got something,
give the people dad advice.
Yeah, there you go.
People that are watching us right now, give them dad advice.
Okay. Never smell the nose of a nearsighted gynecologist.
that's good advice.
Yeah.
What if you're into that though?
So yeah, that's all I got. So
Right
many people before me have said like some pretty clever, pretty cool, poignant things. That's the best I got right now.
It's actually pretty damn good advice, and considering our audience base, it's probably something like a learning moment for most of them right there. So
Yeah.
God knows where some of these guys' faces have been.
Want to
Hey.
hear a story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Stop recording.
Hey, Tank. Sir, damn glad to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, if we're serious about this trip, I'm serious about going.
What, the Daytona?
Daytona, we're serious. We're serious about Kentucky.
Like book things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do it every year.
All right.
Well, since he's been, yeah. Hey.
Florida.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So this whole, like, every YouTube creator or content provider, podcaster always talks about what they're going to do the next year. And I think it's kind of funny that every year they say they're going to do a thing and they don't do a thing. You know what I mean?
That's us.
And that was us.
Right.
But like, I want to tell you this right now, and this is for you guys and everybody. Like, we are going to fucking try really goddamn hard to share more of what the lifestyle's about.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to bikes, when it comes to the fucking man on the bike, when it comes to the woman on the bike.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go out of our way to fucking try to give you a peek behind the curtain in the real fucking motherfuckers' lives.
Bike nights,
or and not even bike nights, just garages.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gets lost in translation that not everybody takes their bike to a dealership. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all support the local shops, and I get it. Not everybody knows how to wrench, not everybody wants to fucking work on their own shit, and that's fine. Everybody has their fucking niche, everybody has their thing. But there are those people out there that do.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's not, some shovelhead chopper, I mean, even if it's some, late, teens or 20 teens fucking Ninja Kawasaki, if there's some chick that's fucking taking it all apart so she can get her fucking plastics fucking dip, yada yada yada, and puts it together herself, I want to talk to her about it, because that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Even if you don't work on your own bike and you're fucking taking it to whatever, I want to see what you had done to it, because that's the expression of you, because motorcycles are the ultimate expression of the rider.
Yep.
very true.
It's not like fucking cars where you can sit in there behind tinted fucking windows and nobody knows who's driving it. You're out there. I mean,
oh, and we got to go shooting more often.
yeah, we gotta go shooting more often.
Yeah, I should bring him out to Yellowstone there.
Yeah, we'll take them out to Yellowstone. Well, we've been going out to McMiller's, but Shout out to McMiller's, by
Yeah.
the way. Oh, but yeah, I mean, we like guns too. You know, here's the thing. I'm gonna call out Black Dragon for a second here, because anybody watching past this point, you can edit it all out if you want. But like, you know how he's doing this whole like axe handle thing, where he's like trying to teach people how to fight with an axe handle.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
and that's cool.
Yeah.
But I would like to add this little caveat. That's a weapon. So if you're gonna attack somebody with an axe handle,
Mhm.
realize you just gave them fucking legal precedent to shoot your ass with a gun.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fucking day, Indiana Jones taught us pretty early in the 80s
Sure
that
did.
if you don't have a fucking gun, don't try to fight a guy with a gun.
Right.
One of my
yeah.
favorite scenes from that movie, you know, guy,
Yeah.
the sword and the big thing, all,
Yeah.
and he just
He
like
just-
shrugs and grimaces and boom, you know.
I'm just saying.
All right. So, little nerd fact about myself. Huge Harrison Ford fan because of
Star Wars.
Star Wars and whatever like that, right? My grandmother, there are 2 white men on this earth that she thinks are just actually 3. 3 white men on this earth that she
Am
thinks
I
are
one of
just-
them?
Unfortunately, probably.
Damn it.
That she thinks are just the handsomest white men ever.
That
walked
would
this
be me then. Okay.
Harrison Ford is one, so
Okay.
visiting her and watching movies, whatever.
Clooney. Nope. No.
No, Victor Maitland or whatever he is from like some soap opera thing, whatever, right?
Okay.
And can I guess number 3?
Was that?
Is it Chuck Norris?
No.
Fuck.
Uh-uh.
Go ahead.
No. Oh, and my instructor, Dr. Ed Studolinsky, I sat in his
Well, his name's got stud in it, so I mean.
Yep. Ed Strudolinsky. I was in his Calc 2 class. And so my grandma would visit me at school once in a while, embarrassingly, because I'm a grown man, right? Saw him. He's like, hey, whatever. And then we walked out because, I treated her out for lunch. He was like, that is one handsome white man. And the next day or a day or so later, I went back to class, right? 8 a.m, Calc 2.
There she
hand
is.
raised, and he's like, yes. It's like, I just want you to know that my grandma thinks you're a pretty foxy white man. Whole class bursted out, laughing and in tears or whatever. And he was like, I'll take that. So yeah, Harrison Ford. Anyway, in that movie, they had actually wanted him to fight the guy, to engage the guy.
He
Right?
had the flu.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Harrison Ford had told, I think James Cameron directed it. Like,
Yep,
no,
yep.
it would make more sense for me just to, that would be, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I know that little fun fact. I know it's a nerd thing, probably unexpected for me, but yeah.
I knew he had the flu,
Yep.
that
so,
kind of helped it along. Yeah, you're exactly. I always like that insider information anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
a big one for that Internet Movie Database, to get the little fun facts.
Yep. And then now Indiana Jones 5 is coming and he's going to be in it. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I don't know if anybody's noticed, and they probably haven't, except for Dirty's mom, because she'll watch all the way through. But at the end of our videos, I've been putting these like bizarre little fun facts in there.
Yeah.
So they're right at,
Snapple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right at the well. Mine probably wouldn't go on the back of the Snapple. They wouldn't put them on there. I think the last one was talking about your office coffee cup, and they found that like office coffee cup is like 90% of them are dirty as hell, and 20% of the sediment that they found on them was fecal matter. And the fecal matter came from the sponge from the community sink that they would use to clean them in the office. So that was look at the face. I see my work is done here. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't work in an
But
office.
wasn't that fun?
Yay.
Thank you for dragging me down that hill.
Hey, what's a brother for?
Hey, exactly. I was hoping you'd drag me up the hill, but thanks for dragging me down there.
I've done both of those
You got me
things.
there.
I've done
got me
both
there.
of those things. Brothers, man, we go up, we go down, but we do it
Mhm.
together. Shout out to Jason Momoa. Anyway,
Here's Momo. We know you're watching.
All right.
We know you're
he's
watching.
gotta be. He's gotta be.
Well, his lawyers have contacted me, so
I know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know. I got named in that too. I don't
He
know
gets
why.
upset.
I was guilty
mean,
by
any
being complicit.
All press is good press. Like what? Like what? Like
I know. I know. I've been contacted. That's all I'm saying.
It's unfortunate.
oh
Yeah. Anyway, you made it to this point. Thanks a lot for watching. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, share this shit. Wouldn't kill you. All right. Shout out to Easy Rider Bourbon.
That's
Easy
right.
Rider
Easy
Whiskey.
Rider Bourbon.
And I can assure you those
You're
cigars that they're
proud and you're a
smoking
boy. Easy Rider Bourbon.
are probably not cheap cigars. if Vito is anything, he's a man of taste and culture. And
Well, I've said it before when on the first podcast. He's the fucking best guy I fucking know. Like
Yeah.
he's the nicest fucking person I know. Like outside of like this podcast and all the shit we talk, like when you go out with him, like this motherfucker makes everything better.
it's culture.
Like,
Yeah,
I wanna be my
we
best
were in a
self.
fucking bar in Nowheresville, fucking Wisconsin. This guy, I mean, there's like, you know, the sad white people, like, you know, the guys that are fucking, their hats are down and they're fucking crying in their beers about a woman once passed. And fucking, this guy turned his whole bar into a whole fucking scene where he's teaching a guy how to walk down a runway and become a male model. And like, we got free drinks and I'm having just the best time ever. And this is like a Sunday afternoon.
Well, all right then. Now, see, that's
Yeah.
perfect, and that's why
Yeah.
it's good to know you, Vito. Good to have you be
Good to know you too,
a
Fred.
friend of the show. You know, a sometimes host, and probably the guest we've had on the most, except for Drunk Miho. But that's a different story. Yeah,
No, I think he is. I think you are the most.
I think this makes more than Drunk Miho. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Drunk
No.
Miho got himself a drunk girlfriend, so.
Well, I know. So anyway, everybody remember the most dangerous part in your motorcycle is the fucking nut that connects the seat to the handlebars. Peace.
Oh no, wait, one more thing.
Oh, yeah. The fuck is wrong with you?